Hey YouTube, it's Kuriboy, aka Duelist X. Just wanted to show you the deck build that I have for my January 2014 Lightsworn deck. It's really good. It's not the typical deck that you would see right now, like on DevPro or Dueling Network, that uses the new Lightsworn cards. I'm using all of the old cards. Really, I could have made this build maybe like 2, 3, 4 months ago. But it's still really competitive. It's a relatively cheap deck, and I mean, honestly, I really do like this deck. I was using Chaos Dragons before. Now that Malicious is at 3, I was using that build. But honestly, I like this deck a lot better than the Chaos Dragons, and I mean, I've been using Chaos Dragons pretty much since they were created. But yeah, let me just get into it. I'll go into a few little explanations when I need to. 2 card troopers just for the mills. Triple JD Dragon, or Judgment Dragon, not JD Dragon. Even if you mill 2 of them, you still have the other one in the deck. Plus, there's going to be a lot of ways to get all 3 of them back into your hand. Triple Lila, she's pretty much the MST for the deck. Triple Raiko, just blow up something. Really good card also, because there's not very many ways to get over its effect, so you're going to end up destroying something. Double Lumina, you could go for 3. I like keeping her at 2. Works really well for me. 1 Gareth for the draw power. 1 Aaron to get over defense monsters. 1 Jane, just get over like 1 monster, because honestly it's probably going to get destroyed the turn after. And 3 wolves. That's pretty much it for the Lightsworns. Reason why I have 3 wolves though, you're gonna be milling a lot, and I'm gonna show you a video of one of the duels that I had where I was actually able to summon all 3 of them. Usually I'm able to summon, like 2 throughout the whole duel, but on good occasions I'm able to get like 2 or 3 of them out in 1 turn before my battle phase. 1 Honest, double Clip Wyverns. You're going to be banishing either Light Ray Diablos or your JD. And, I mean, with Diablos, you can banish a Clip Wyvern to get your JD into your hand and things like that. And it's a really good combo. It really does come in handy a lot. Got 3 Light Ray Diablos, 1 BLS, and that's pretty much it for the light monsters, not dark monsters. Alright, for dark monsters, there's not too many. Reason for that is because, I'm really not going to need too many dark monsters. 1 Tragodia, well, 2 Tragodias. I was running 1 before, that's why, but 2 honestly works a lot better. It helps with a lot of exceeds, and also synchros. 1 Gores, might as well just have it since you're not going to be running too much back row. Double Chaos Sorcerer, just in case you milled the BLS. Also, it's another dark monster that you could use in the graveyard. And, most likely you're going to probably not use it, but if you do, it's not going to be like you're using all of the dark monsters in your graveyard. Plus, if it gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you're pretty much making up for the dark monster that you banished. And 1 Plex Redder just to open up some synchro plays. Then we have our spells. 1 Dark Hole, Charge Light Brigade, Solar Recharge, and another Solar Recharge. Yeah, it's a proxy. I haven't been able to get the last Solar Recharge so far. And then just 3 trap cards, which are all Beckoning Light. Again, just try to get all of those big attack monsters back to your hand. And a lot of the time, you'll be able to push for game within the first 3 turns. If not, you can still make really good plays and hold out for quite a while. Only problem is, you got to be careful when you're milling your cards, because this is a 40 card Lightsworn deck. But let me show you my extra deck and side deck and some of the videos that I have from past duels. Alright, so this is the same build that I showed you before. The extra deck, I have my Mistworm, Crimson Blader, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, Gaia Knight, Iron Chain, Librarian, Catastor. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this guy's name. I'm horrible at pronouncing some of the cards' names. One Leviathan and one Levier. You could like change out the cards for Ancient Fairy, Gaia Knight, Iron Chain, Librarian. You might want to keep, and Catastor, same thing. You might want to keep, but the other ones you can swap out for whatever you want. The side deck. This side deck isn't really made to go up against the, I guess, meta decks right now. It's just meant to go up against pretty much any deck that comes your way. Light Ray, whatever's this guy. If you're going up against a deck that uses field spells such as Prophecies or Dark World, then you're probably going to want to go for this guy, just because he's able to destroy one field spell and 2 other cards on the field, so that's a huge plus for you, and it's really easy to summon. 2 Necro Gardenas just to kind of protect those OTK kind of decks. 1 Foolish Burial just to help you, keep your graveyard consistent with either dark monsters or light monsters. Pot of Dualities, keep your consistent drawing, or consistency in your drawing. I usually don't like to use Pot of Duality just because this deck relies heavily on special summoning. That's pretty much how you're going to get your win from the duel. It's just going to be special summoning like JD, Light Ray Diablos, and BLS or something like that. So this could, hinder you quite a lot, and you might not have that extra turn to wait to just go off. 2 Mirror Forces just for added protection. Same thing with Torrential Tribute, just that extra protection, and also wipe out the whole field. And it really doesn't hurt you, especially if you have Lightsworns on the field. That just adds more Lightsworn count to your graveyard. 2 Imperial Iron Wall just helps keep your Lightsworns in the graveyard, and 2 Royal Decrees just for the added protection. Alright, now I'm going to show you some of the replays. Now this one I won fairly easily. Now, since I went first, I didn't want my opponent to know what it is that I was using, so I just said Raikou. And the next turn I was planning on probably using Lila to destroy a back row, and then using Charge of Black Brigade to mill some cards. But then I drew into Solar Recharge, so I decided to blow up the back row, and hopefully I was going to go into Aaron to just get over the defensive monster. And this is when things get really interesting. I have my first wolf, now here's the second wolf, and my last Solar Recharge will bring out my last wolf. So I was able to bring out all 3 of them in one turn. And with Light Ray Diablos, I was able to get over his defensive monster either way, no problem. And with this, he pretty much just gave up at this point, because, that's over 8,000 life points right there. Now, this other duel, I ended up losing. I had a pretty good hand. Only problem was that he pretty much had the answer to everything. Let me swap that so that it's on my side. There we go. So this is the first duel that I had with this person. The second duel I ended up swapping, and I ended up doing a lot better, but he still beat me. Now this one, I really wasn't even sure what cards he was running. I wasn't even expecting him to have Divine Wrath or anything like that. So I summoned Lila, and I was gonna pop the field, try to get that off the field and get it out of the way as soon as possible. And he just blocked my effect. After that, I was like, okay, maybe I can withstand 1 attack. It shouldn't be that bad. And so he does a really big play, does 3,600 damage, and at that point I'm like, alright, I need to get these cards off of the field. So this is pretty much where he does all of this damage right now. At this point, I'm not really too worried. I just know that I need to get them off the field, or at least, stall out for one more turn. Luckily, I draw into Dark Hole, use it, wipe out the field. I go to Lumina, discard one card, bring back Lila, and he Torrentials. Which really sucks because now I have a minus from my hand, and I don't get the mill. Then he goes and MSTs my Beckoning Light, and at that point, I'm like, crap, I have one turn. If I don't get anything good next turn, that's it for me. And one big thing that I was not expecting was Kaiko. As soon as he brought out Kaiko, I was like, alright, yeah, I'm pretty much screwed. He's going to end up banishing two of my light monsters. I'm not going to be able to use Light Ray Diablos, and my Lightsworn monsters aren't going to really do anything for me. I ended up drawing into Trag. Trag was going to be no help for me at that point, so I just surrendered. So I did draw a pretty good hand. It wasn't the best, wasn't too bad, because I was able to do certain plays, but it wasn't anything good. I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to show. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, this deck, it can go off really easily, but if you don't draw, the certain cards that you need, you could just be a sitting duck right there. I mean, that's kind of the risk that you run with Lightsworns. But either way, it's a really good deck. You're gonna end up drawing bad sometimes. I mean, I've drawn into all three wolves first turn, and that really does suck. But you win some, you lose some. Other than that, I got nothing else to say. So try out the deck. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything you would add, maybe change the extra deck or the side deck, let me know. And just let me know how the duels go for you if you end up building this deck or testing it out on DevPro or something like that. But I'll see you next time, YouTube.